The information is presented for educational purposes only, is not intended to diagnose or prescribe for any medical or psychological condition, or to prevent, treat, mitigate, or cure such conditions. This information is only presented herein for entertainment and educational purposes only. Hi, I'm David DeHaas of Living Waters Wellness Center, and welcome to the Whole Body Detox Show. I'm your host today. Living Waters Wellness Center is a Treasure Valley's largest colon hydrotherapy center and best known for a 10-day cleanse and healing retreat. To learn more about colon hydrotherapy and detoxifying the body, go to livingwaterscleanse.com. Watch the webinar, The 4 Natural Laws of Healing. I was once a medical refugee seeking out how to heal my body. By the age of 30, I was suffering from numerous symptoms, including allergies, severe fatigue, constipation, brain fog, joint pain, back pain, psoriasis, acne, and eventually cancer. I spent about 20 years learning how to heal my body. Now I teach others how they can recover using the 4 natural laws of healing. Each week, we bring you the information you need to discern how you can heal your body. Welcome to the show. Good morning, everyone. David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center and your host of the Whole Body Detox Show. Welcome to the show this morning. There's a few times in one's life that an event or a product comes along that turns how we thought of healing on its head. One thinks of Royal Raymond Rife, whose Rife machine was curing cancer back in the 1920s and was so effective and powerful the AMA had the machine burned. One thinks of how sanitation and indoor plumbing stopped so many communicable diseases. The ability to x-ray one's body allowed for better diagnostics. 12 years ago, I was sitting in a seminar learning about how to stop telomeres from growing. I was so enthralled that I wanted to immediately buy a bottle for $500 per month. Price tag put a stop to that. Today on this show, we're introducing a new, effective healing technology that is revolutionizing the way we think about healing. And it won't cost you an arm or a leg. So if you have concerns about pain, healing wounds, sleeping, energy and vitality, mental clarity, sports performance, fast recovery from exercise, improved skin appearance, then listen to this show today. Today I have my special guest and good friend, Savy Vargus. Savy Vargus is a trainer. His accolades goes a trainer of National Academy of Sports Fitness. He's also the International Sports Science Association. He's an iridologist. He's a detoxification specialist. And as you guys have been listening to the show, that's what we're all about here. He's also a graduate from the Idaho School of Massage Therapy. Well-rounded. He's probably the only guy you'll walk into a coffee shop, see constantly reading some educational book on healing and detoxification. So Savy, welcome to the show today.
Wow, happy to be with you, David. Always happy to be with you.
Well, let's jump right into it. I met Savy many years ago at organic cleansing, but Savy came to me about 2 years ago, and he called me when I was on I was doing a Facebook Live out on the old where I run my dog. Says, David, you gotta get some of this stuff. This is really good. And I says, okay, how much? So I gave him a credit card, and I says, what the hell? Shoot me some of these. So today we're going to be talking about a great new technology. Savy, I'm going to let you introduce. What are we talking about today? What is so revolutionary that everyone needs to hear about it?
Well, it's perfect for what you do. I mean, what you do is really the job one. So job one is we have to clean out the body because we are swimming in a sea of toxins. Interestingly enough, I just finished a month or so back Rachel Carson's book from 1965 called Silent Spring, right? Where she was talking about in 1965, we were swimming in a sea of toxicity then. Okay, fast forward to now, okay? Right. And we haven't even touched on all the radiation that she wasn't having to deal with back then, right? With all the EMFs, Bluetooth, Wi-Fi, 5G, just name it, right? So we are bombarded in toxicity. So what you do, in my opinion, is job one. And so I too became a detox specialist using diet, herbs, minerals, enzymes, etc. That's part one. But after we clean out the body, then we need to rebuild tissue. You know, in today's world, I remember Dr. Morris talking about it. He's never seen, this guy's been in practice like, 55 years. He said, I have never seen anybody with fully functional adrenal glands. Ever. Everybody's adrenal glands are tapped out, right? So if we clean up the body first, remove the obstructions, Now we can rebuild. Well, what is the number one tool to really rebuild with internally? Well, that would be stem cell production, right? Now, you ask people, what do you know about stem cells? And they're like, well, aren't they expensive? Or isn't that from like placenta or something? They've heard of it, but they don't know that much about it, or they think it's too expensive, which it is. You go to get a stem cell injection, you're looking at $3 grand, $5 grand, $7 grand. I remember Rose, one of our clients, Rose, with rheumatoid arthritis, 60 years with rheumatoid, she had IV drips of stem cells, 10 grand. This woman has spent a fortune trying to get better from rheumatoid with stem cells, but that is outside the body, a foreign source. We have a new technology that would probably make Nikolai Tesla proud, right? Because Tesla always said the future is in frequency medicine, vibrational healings, like Royal Rife that you mentioned, right? Well, we have a technology now that literally looks like a Band-Aid with a matrix on it that goes on your skin. And a lot of people are not aware that the human body emits light. We emit light ourselves. It's infrared light. It's invisible unless you have the goggles. Then you can see it like it at night with infrared goggles. Well, this patch has a matrix in the middle of it that is built from organic crystals, amino acids, sugars, salts, etc., in a particular matrix, which Stanley Burroughs would call sacred geometry. Also with color spectrums, because you have color therapy too, like red light therapy, blue light lasers. The colors are important too. So we have in this matrix the ability to take your light as it comes out of your body and reflect it back into your body like a trampoline effect off the matrix. But as it stimulates the skin, you get now a new wavelength to produce a certain effect. And the actual true science goes like this. First, you get off of the reflection of light with a new wavelength, you're going to get elevated, what's called GHK. And that is 1, 2, 3 particular amino acids. That's called a tripeptide. GHK has a strong attraction to the trace mineral copper. Those two now bond, and you get GHK copper peptides. Now, just that alone, just GHK copper peptides alone, there's an entire book written on just the benefits of that. Keeping in mind that a stem cell injection does not elevate GHK copper peptides. The patch does. So that's one thing the patch does already that a stem cell shot does not do. And there's a book out there by Lauren Pickhardt, it's a scientist who discovered GHK, who wrote an entire book on just the benefits of that. There's a website called Reverse Aging, and that's reverse aging with GHK.com. That's his site. You go to that site, and everything you see on that site by Lauren Pickhardt, the patch does. You will be amazed, because GHK copper peptide then is epigenetic, and that it will regulate up or down over 4,100 genes. So in this person, like a piano tuning, this person, these genes are up, these genes go down, and this person, a different effect, like a piano tuning per the person. But that's 4,100 genomes regulated. That's like almost a third of them. A stem cell injection also does not do that either for 5 grand, 7 grand, 10 grand. Then from there, you now activate new, younger, fresh stem cells. Because like in our body with everything else, like nitric oxide, oxygen saturation rates, etc., everything goes down with age. So at about 35, even though in today's world, as you know, as a detox specialist, old age can actually begin about 25. But at 35, our stem cell production plummets by half. Then you creep up to 60, if you can even get there in today's world, it plummets by 90. So I'll be 64 in August. That means that mine would have been, boom, down by 90. So now I'm actually have a new army of contractors, I call them. Stem cells are contractors. They're attracted to inflammation in the body. So they're going to go to probably gut tissue, as you know. Everybody's got a messed up gut. They're attracted to inflammation, gut tissue, bad knees, bad necks, bad lungs. It's really, really good for COPD, asthmas, etc. Up into the brain. You got plaquing going on up in there, dementias, sleep problems, anxiety, PTSD, traumas, etc. And now you have an army of contractors, along with the epigenetic response with the genes, along with GHK copper peptide, all for, let's see, wholesale, $3.33 a day, retail $5 a day.
Today, we're talking about a revolutionary new healthcare product with my special guest, Savy Vargus, who introduced this to me just not too long ago. Brand new technology. We're talking about stem cell activation therapy. And if you want to learn more about it and we're going to be giving away some free samples. And to get those, you need to go to stemcellpatch.net, N-E-T, stemcellpatch.net, or on the Living Waters Wellness Center site. And fill out the little form. There's a little 2-minute video that tells you a little bit more about it visually. And then we'll get in touch with you and share with you how to get those free patches so that you can try it out. Savvy, so we've been talking about some revolutionary technology, the stem cell patch. I find totally fascinating how this little patch, smaller than a big Band-Aid, really, and just using some amino acids on this patch, and that's causing the light within us to do its job to make these copper peptides that cause your body to make stem cells. And you're saying that at age 35, we're only making half, and by age 60, we're done. So you and I, we're aging faster than we need to be.
Yeah, especially with all the toxicity in the world, which is what makes you the perfect partner for something like this. It's not like there's a detoxification clinic on every corner, like there's a dentist or a chiropractor. Those guys are everywhere. Detoxification centers are not. Okay, so everybody in today's world, we all need as much help as we can get. Now, I will say this. With the patches, think of the stem cells as contractors, okay? They repair and rebuild tissue. So we put this, what looks like a Band-Aid, on the skin. In the morning, typically when you get up, say you get up and you get going, say about 6 a.m., you put the patch on then with a particular acupressure point. So we use acupressure points to try to bullseye the patch. Technically, you could put it anywhere because it's light, your own light. So think about it. It's your own light healing yourself. Imagine that concept. Your own light healing yourself. Well, we already know that it's only the body that heals itself anyway, period. Right? The body has to heal itself, period. Well, we're using its own light to do that. So think of the stem cells as contractors. Now, in your house, how do you turn the light on in your house? With electricity. So if we really want to get maximum use of our patch, I suggest that people use plant-derived, preferably liquid minerals. Those are electrolytes, hence electricity for turning our own light on, brighter. So if this guy uses the patch for 30 days and gets amazing benefits, and this guy's like, it's kind of slow for me. Well, it could very well be that your light is dimmer than his light. His light is burning brighter than yours. Why? Well, you got to stop eating those Wendy's triples with the Frosty and the extra fries every day and come over here to this guy and start eating a little more watery foods like grapes, berries, melons, celery, cucumbers, etc. Watery foods, because water also works electrically in the body. You don't want to dry up with a dried up, dehydrated diet. We want a hydrating diet. So if we go watery foods, minerals from plants, not coral and rocks, from plants. Now we have a chance for our contractors to have bricks and boards to do their job. So think of it like sunlight. So the analogy is always the sun. The sun's 93 million miles away, and yet there's no life on Earth without the sun. How do you get chlorophyll from plants without the sun? Well, you don't. The sun hits our skin, we sweat. Oh, that's kind of a detox, isn't it? So we sweat, we tan, and the body somehow manufactures vitamin D3 with sunlight. How does that happen? It's only light. Same with your body. Your body's own light can heal yourself with this magical patch, which, by the way, has a 20-year patent. It's the only place on Earth you can get it. So you got a couple of choices here. A stem cell injection from placenta for $7,000, or I can get over 6 years of my patches for that price and activate my own time release 12 hours a day, every day, every day, every day. Put it on at 6 a.m., take it off at 6 p.m. every day. Turn the light on, turn it off. When you go to bed to sleep, the contractors are all at their job sites and they repair and regenerate tissue all night while you sleep. It doesn't get any easier than that. You don't have to hear, God, David, this stuff tastes terrible. No, we don't have to deal with that. Or, God, this stinks, David. I don't have to deal with that. David, this feels weird when I rub it in. None of that. Just put your patch on and take it off. I suggest you take your minerals, though. Okay, get off that Popeye's fried chicken and get on that watery-based, live, living food. I would also suggest maybe, throwing some herbs in there to get those adrenals up, get those kidneys filter in, clean that liver out, right? So I don't want to get into, we have other patches too. I don't want to get into all those. I'll just mention one, glutathione. If you don't know what glutathione is, it is the superhero of the antioxidant world and will clean that liver up. Okay, you get with David, get that liver cleanse, add that glutathione, stack that on there. Make sure you got some good binders so the toxins aren't just recirculating. We want to catch them, get them out, and you're actually getting younger by the day. So let me ask you this. If a guy had a bald head and now he has hair, that's like reverse aging. If his hair was gray and then it turned brown, that's like reverse aging. And that's why reverse aging with GHK.com is called that on that website. And that is not our site. That's Lauren Pickard's site. It has nothing to do with us. But he discovered the GHK.
That's amazing. So you're actually seeing that. I've seen the pictures. You're seeing people, their hair fill in. We're seeing people's hair turn back to their natural color just by using, as you call it, the contractors, the building blocks, going in and repairing that body, which our ability to do that starts trailing off at age 35. And by 60, we're out. We have nothing to repair. And that's why we heal so slowly at our age.
Well, we heal so slowly or not at all.
Yeah.
Like these people going in for back surgeries, knee surgeries, I mean, some of these people, it's like they're RoboCop now.
Well, I just want to tell, if I don't mind, I want to tell a quick story.
Yeah.
I had a family member that had a foot surgery, and it was very painful. Had some screws put in, the whole thing. Wasn't healing very well. And someone suggested, you need to get some of those patches your brother has. So she sought me out, and she got the patches, and she's been, I mean, it turned it around. I got the pictures. Absolutely amazing how quickly the body healed. By the way, if you're listening to this, I'm interviewing Savy Vargus, who is sharing with us a brand new technology that, as I say, is changing the way we think about aging and healing. And if you want to learn more about it, go to stemcellpatch.net, stemcellpatch.net. We will give you the ability, for those of you listening to the show today, to get some free samples, but you have to fill out a little form. There's a little 2-minute video that kind of gives you a better visual of how this works. But I got to tell you, I'm really impressed with all the things I've done over the years. I've never had people that, like, we'll usually let them sample four patches or so, and in 4 or 5 days, all of a sudden, wow, something's happening here. Now, not everyone experiences that, but I got to tell you, my dad did. My 88-year-old dad is like, wow, keep them coming. How much are they? First was keep them coming. I don't care what the cost is and for my dad, it was the shaking leg and a few other things. And he slept. In fact, he slept so soundly one night. He says, David, I woke up, I didn't even know where I was. I was like, he's so used to waking up throughout the night multiple times. Yeah. And he says, I slept so hard last night, I didn't even know where I was. Kind of scared me for a minute.
We have a gal, David, who has suffered with Lyme's disease for, God, I don't know, I'm going to say 20 years. Suffered with Lyme's disease. A woman said, there was a week where I didn't sleep 1 hour in 4 straight days. I'm like, Tanya, that'll kill you. You have to sleep. No sleep, no repair. No rest, no repair. You have to sleep. So I didn't sleep for like 4 days, right? This one was like bedridden half the time with Lyme's disease, right? Yep. Well, I think it was crazy. It was like only 3 days.
Wow.
I got a text. I slept 10 hours.
Wow. Hey, hold that thought. Hold that thought, Sav. We got to take a break. We'll be back in a moment. You're listening to the Whole Body Detox Show. I'm your host, David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center. We've been talking about this revolutionary new product, a little patch about the size of a silver dollar, actually, that you can put on your body to activate your body's own stem cells to go to work and help heal and repair. We'll be back in a moment. And if you want to learn more about what this is and get your free samples, go to stemcellpatch.net, stemcellpatch.net. We'll be back in a moment. Stay tuned. You can't treat the body and heal it a piece at a time. You have to treat the whole body naturally. That's why Living Waters Wellness Center 10-day healing retreat is so successful in helping what I call the incurables back to wellness. Here's what a few clients had to say about their experience at Living Waters Wellness Center.
For over a year, I've been dealing with gas pains, stomach pains, and it's been waking me up in the middle of the night, so I never get a full night's rest. And last night, after my first colonics, I slept through the entire night without any stomach pain or any kind of issues.
I suffered from migraine headaches for 12 years, once a month, and since I did the 10-day retreat at Living Waters Wellness Center 8 years ago, I have not even had a migraine. I've not even had a headache.
I had back pain on my left side for about 25 years. After the 10-day healing retreat, the pain is completely gone.
To learn more about the 10-day healing retreat, go to healingtheincurables.com or call the office at 208-378-9911. That's 208-378-9911. The preceding examples may not be typical of your experience and may not be right for you. Seek the opinion of a qualified healthcare professional before determining if cleansing is right for you. We're back. I'm David DeHaas, your host of the Whole Body Detox Show, and this is one of the most fascinating shows and interviews I've done with Savy Vargus. We've been talking about a revolutionary new health technology that uses your body's own ability to make stem cells, which is absolutely amazing when you think about it. And as we've talked about here in the last couple of episodes here on the show today, this is a great tool. You don't have to do surgery. It's a patch the size of a silver dollar. And if you want to learn more about how you can actually get your own free trial of these, go to stemcellpatch.net, stemcellpatch.net. You'll see a little short 2.5-minute video. It kind of explains a little bit, and then fill out the form. That'll send us an email saying, hey, I want to learn more about this, and we will get you that information and give you a chance to try the patches yourself. So Savvy, let's talk about some of the things that, this is based upon using waves of light, and you explained very well how this actually becomes your contractors within your body. I like that term because that's really what's happening.
Yeah.
As we mentioned, we need to detoxify the body. So for the first-time listeners, Living Waters Wellness Center is your ultimate detoxification center because we do a 10-day healing retreat that helps get those toxins out. And we talk about a thing called the 4 natural laws. Clean the colon, clean the small intestine, clean the blood, and serve up perfect nutrition. And part of that perfect nutrition, as we've talked about here, is your minerals, your electrolytes. And then we give it the building blocks, your contractor. The stem cell patch is going to activate those your body's copper peptides to make these stem cells go to work and make more of them. So you're going to be, I think the scenario you used, I thought was perfect visual was, as we age, we're going from being more like a prune to more like a raisin. We want to be like a prune, right?
Yeah. It's like you
Full of
want to be
hydration, full of water, full of vitality. This is really giving you vitality. What are some of the things you've experienced or what you've seen happen to people who've used these patches? And again, we know the disclaimer at the first of the show, we're not making medical claims.
Yeah.
Everybody's going to have a different experience, but it's pretty cool some of the things that's happened to people.
Well, you have to use Jim Rohn's old phrase, right? Your mileage may vary. So your mileage may vary depending on everything else you do in your life. If you live right next door to Chernobyl when it was cranking, it might be different than if you live next to a beautiful organic, orchard, right? So there's variables. But the thing is that we're all humans. So we're all the same. Liver's here, kidneys are over there, lungs are here. We're all the same, but then we're all different. So stem cells are attracted into inflammation. And so you can get from head to toe. So these stem cells are called pluripotent. And that means they become any type of cell, from the hair on the head to the toes and everything in between. So if they're attracted to inflammation, yet inflammation will kill stem cells. So you have this collateral damage happening. So if you get a stem cell injection into the knee, as an example, for $7,000, and you're hoping to repair cartilage and rebuild this knee and avoid surgery, as they inject this thing, there's an inflammatory response, first of all. I just had a friend just did it. Thousands of dollars may or may not work. Well, the inflammation kills off a bunch of the stem cells right out of the gate, okay? And then you have to wait. It could be 3 months, 6 months, and 9 months to start to see, are they working or not? With the patch, you're elevating your own stem cells. 12 hours a day, time released. Time released. Now, if you go into a detox like you give, you clean out a lot of inflammation by cleaning up, right? And then you're now on a very hydrating diet that's full of basically structured water, okay, that's even more hydrating than H2O. The water found in fruits and veggies is H3O2, 3 hydrogen atoms, more hydrating than tap water is, which is just more of a emulsifier. Now you have massive antioxidants too. So now we have the chance to heal or clean out the garbage and rebuild the tissue with your own stem cells, time release, 12 hours a day, 12 hours a day, every day, every day, every day, every day. And I can get 6 years of my patches with my own stem cells over a one-time shot, probably from placenta. And then people get into ethics and they're like, wait a minute, is this from an aborted fetus? Because I'm not going to do that. They get into that world too. Right. That's part of the deal too.
That's the beauty of these patches, like you're saying, is that it's non-invasive. You stick a patch on it, you're sticking on a Band-Aid. It's the size of a silver dollar. Leave it on for 12 hours, take it off. Boom.
Well, it's kind of like this too. Somebody might say, hey, David, I want to do a 10-day cleanse. Oh gosh, that's expensive. How much are your patches? Really? That much? Some people are like, really? $100 a month? $3.33 a day? And I'll like, look, I suggest right out of the gate, you buy 90 days worth. That's $300. I think your body and your health is worth $300. Don't you?
Oh yeah, easy.
Or I promise you, nobody gets away here. Either you pay now, clean yourself up, regenerate tissue now, or you're going to pay later for sure. Nobody gets away here. You give it to those guys over at the hospital, they will bankrupt you. It's the #1 cause of bankruptcy in America, by the way.
Right.
So you better roll up your sleeves, ride that bull from Hellville to Wellville. Okay. And just do it yourself. Just doctor yourself. Okay. Because nobody cares about it more than you. And that pain is a big motivator. So you want to get out of pain? We have, you want to talk about testimonials? We have a podcast every single 6 out of 7 days for 30 minutes. We've been doing that for 2 years. We have well over 2,000 recorded testimonials. And so we're all humans. We're all the same. We're all different. And that you've got, this guy had rheumatoid. This guy had lupus. This guy had some big dogs like MS, Parkinson's, PTSD, sleep disorders, bad knees, bad necks, bald heads, gray hair, turning brown, name it. Because stem cells are going to rebuild you head to toe, depending, like you got a head of hair, right? So you don't need to grow hair on a bald head. You don't have that. This guy had that. We had one guy that has grown so much hair. I said, Scotty, I'm going to send you a comb for Christmas because now you need to comb your hair. Right? Or another guy that his legs from the knees down were purple. And I'm like, it looks like he's got gangrene. It's like they're going to have to cut these off.
Wow, that's a big circulation problem. Yeah.
I mean, they were purple. And I mean to tell you, I don't know how long it was, but slowly but surely, starting at the bottom of the feet, to the top of the feet, to the ankles, creeping up, we're at the calves, we're going up to the knees, slowly but surely turning flesh colored again. Because it will rebuild what? Your cardiovascular system. Now you're going to have to put down 3 packs of Camels a day. You can't do that anymore. That's got to go. You got to dump the Marlboros.
Right.
That's got to go. I mean, it's just common sense there. But the testimonials are enormous. And here's another thing. Most states around the country, I'm pretty sure for sure Idaho, a naturopath doctor, a chiropractor, or say someone like you can't, you're not allowed by law to give a stem cell shot. You can't do it. It's illegal. It's only an MD can do that. This is a way for everybody to get around all of that. And you're now in the stem cell industry anyway. So we have partners that can partner with us, regular people, housewives, everybody from housewives to PhDs. We got a 14-year-old girl, got an 88-year-old man. We got an 88-year-old man who joined a business and got married. Doesn't sound like he's planning on dying anytime soon. Right? And now you're in the stem cell industry using a patch, and you got to run all that legal crap.
Over on our website, go directly to actually stemcellpatch.net. And we will show you how you can just fill out the little form, and we'll show you how you can try these patches out risk-free and try them for yourself. It's very inexpensive. We've already mentioned. We're going to come back in a moment with some more information about how this rebuilds your body quickly and easily. Stay tuned. You're listening to the Whole Body Detox Show on KIDO Talk Radio.
David, this week right now, Tuesday afternoon, $2,857 already this week.
Awesome sauce.
That is awesome. So that's going to be you.
Okay, so this last segment, what do we want to hit upon?
I'm going to mention you can partner with Living Waters Detox Center in the stem cell industry.
Right.
You can heal yourself and partner with Living Waters if you choose.
Right. Okay, good morning. We're back. You've been listening to the Whole Body Detox Show. I'm your host, David DeHaas from Living Waters Wellness Center, and we have special guest Savy Vargus on today talking to us about the building blocks within our body that, as we age, decrease until by age 60, you're not making any brand new ones at all, and that's stem cells in your body. But yet, there's a great little patch called an activation patch. And you can learn more about it on our website. Just go to stemcellpatch.net. There's a little short video. Fill out the form. We'll get a hold of you and show you how you can try these out risk-free. Very inexpensive to use these long-term, as we've mentioned on the show. And by the way, if you're missing any part of the show, you want to go back and listen to all the great advice that Savy gave, especially on that first section. It was pretty doggone good, Savy. Go to wholebodydetoxshow.com, wholebodydetoxshow.com. It's where all our podcasts are at. Or if you have a podcast app, just type in Whole Body Detox Show. It's going to pop up. We've got 66 episodes over there so far. I got to tell you, this is one of the most exciting ones we've done because of, I mean, how great is it to be able to take a very inexpensive tool, put the size of a silver dollar, like a Band-Aid basically, put it on your body for 12 hours and let the body use its own internal supply of information, basically these waves of light, to activate your body to make these things. So we were talking about when we left there about how some of the things that you've seen happen. I thought it's amazing to see, and of course we personally know the same guy whose hair all of a sudden is turned back to its natural color from gray, and that was pretty amazing. I mean, it's like, what?
Well, we know that copper is related to grain, and which is a trace mineral. So that's why we recommended minerals, adding minerals back in. Now, in some cases, maybe people need a little extra copper for a while, but then copper, can drain the zinc. And so it's better as a team. But, when you were talking, I was thinking about the last few years, my wife and I have 3 grandchildren. So we had none. And then out of nowhere, bam, 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 we have 3. And you look at these beautiful young children, they have beautiful skin, beautiful eyes, their eyes are clear. It's like they're perfect, when you see them, it's like they're perfect. And how are babies built in the womb? Well, stem cells. Babies are built from that, right? And so, as you mentioned, you come out of the womb, your skin is beautiful and tight, your hair is thick and everything's great, and your vision's perfect, your hearing's perfect, all that. And then what happened? It's like, you get a little older and you're like, honey, get the gun. There's a strange man in the house. And you look and it's you. And you're in the mirror. You're like, honey, there's a creepy old man in the house. It's you. You're getting old. And anti-aging is a buzzword these days. Well, in our case, it's anti-aging, pumping the brakes on aging. In some cases, it's reverse aging. So if people want to see some of these testimonials, go to startx39.com, startx39.com, and look around on. There's a bunch of them on there, interviews with doctors, etc. Right? And then I wanted to mention that if you're so interested in stem cells that you would like to get involved in this industry, you can partner with Living Waters Detox Center. You could partner with a center that cleans people out and then rebuilds their tissue using their own light. And I can tell you, once you're cleaned out, don't tell me that your light isn't brighter now, because I know it is, because you have obstructions, whether it be through the GI tract, whether it be cardiovascular, whether it be lymphatic, the obstructions have to come out. And now you can beam your light brighter. And then we use our contractors or stem cells to rebuild and repair tissue. And you can literally extend your life. I don't know. The inventor of these patches, I interviewed him a year and change ago, and I asked him his personal goal. He said, minimum 500 years I want to live, minimum. And then like a month ago, he upped it to like 1,000. So I'm like, okay, even if that doesn't happen, that type of thinking is what I want, because Nikola Tesla wanted to have free energy for the world. And these patches are so affordable, it's next to free. There's no way you're going to regenerate tissue on $3.33 a day anywhere else. Forget it. It's not going to happen.
As we mentioned earlier, we talk about the 4 natural laws. I try to burn that into the brain of all of the clients that come here, because really you follow those. I don't care what you got, you're going to heal. Let's clean the colon, clean the small intestine, clean the blood, apply perfect nutrition. And so many people are I guess they don't really appreciate themselves enough to apply that 4th natural law. That's giving the proper nutrition, the antioxidants, and this little patch, which is going to be your helper. It's your contractor within your body, taking all that stuff, organizing the vitamins and minerals in the tissue, rebuilding and restoring. And we're seeing it whether they're 25, 45, 85. And especially the older we get, we're seeing people having just amazing results very quickly and easily. Like you said, it's not very expensive to use it and to keep your health there, because we look around the city, Savvy, as there's so many care centers that people just go there to exist. We're north of 50 at least. Wink, wink. And we want to live. I want to be still, shooting hoops and playing basketball, riding my dirt bike when I'm 90. So I want to stay well. And to see someone put this on her knee. One of my friends, he had a sore knee for years and years, put this on the patch on his knee, and he says, David, my pain's gone.
I had it too, David. I had a guy come here to put shelves in my garage. His name is Brad. And he was wearing shorts, and you could just see his knee was jacked up and he was limping. You could just obviously tell he had a problem. And I said, Brad, I only gave him 5. Now, I don't even recommend that anymore. I don't even recommend 10. Because you really need 30, 60, 90 days for real, just to be realistic about it.
Yeah.
But I only gave him 5, right? And on day 5, as he called me, he said, Savvy, what's in that little Band-Aid? Because I can go up the ladder without like wincing in pain. So I'd like to get these, right? I said, well, they're $100 a month. Oh, really? It's not bad, right? $100 a month. What does it cost these clowns that are going through Dutch Brothers every day, getting these chocolate shaky, what is that, $7?
Yeah, they're dropping $5 to $10 every time they go through there. Yeah, ching, ching, ching. Yeah, no, this is very inexpensive, really cheaper than the cost of a cup of coffee. And to think that you can get these building blocks back in our body and start repairing and healing, it's really it's an amazing gift. I've got my. We talked about, you and I just briefly on biggest thing about elderly people is keeping your brain going, right?
Keeping the brain going.
So, and I just want to mention quickly, because there's a couple of things that I was totally blown away with. I didn't think this really happened until I used it myself, and that was they have a patch that actually helps with pain called Ice Wave. And some of you may know, if you listen to the show long enough, my wife fell off of a building, off of a roof, and blew up her ankle, blew up her femur, and so forth. So she's been in pain a long time. She's actually told she'd never walk again, but thanks to all the healing stuff we do down here, she walks fine, but she still has the pain. I put those patches on. I couldn't believe that in just 15 seconds, whatever, 10 seconds, I said, how does that feel? She goes, oh yeah, big difference. I mean, explain that. I mean, just waves of light and boom, pain not there.
So I remember we have a video people should go look at. It's called Horses Don't Lie.
Yes.
We literally we have a pain patch for horses, believe it or not.
Right.
And there's this straight up cowboy on there. I mean, straight up cowboy in there. And he's touching this horse and it's about to kick him, right? Its legs going up because they had pain. He patches this thing and it's like instant. And I'm like, can it work that fast? Where we're talking about light. What's the speed of light? 186,000 miles per second. We're talking about really fast frequency medicine here. And I remember asking one of the naturopaths in the Valley who works a lot with frequency medicine. I said, Paul, can it really work that fast? He's like, all day long, all day long. That's kind of like acupuncture when they do it right. You can get rid of that like that, right? So then you got Ice Wave is the same thing for humans that they're using on that horse. And so there are times when it can work instantaneously. I had another guy, Rob, tell me he used it on a gal at a gym who had a torn rotator cuff. And it was also within like 30 seconds. Boom, done. But see, to me, those people are mineralized. That's why I talked about the minerals.
Right.
They're mineralized people, I think. That's why it works for them so quick.
Yeah, you need to keep your minerals up. And that's one of the big things we really emphasize down here on our healing retreat is that once you clean out the body, get it detoxed, clean up the blood, we want to get everything repaired. You need these contractors, the stem cells, but you got to have the vitamins and minerals with it as well. It's so important to have those with you.
Yep.
Yeah. Hey, you've been listening to the Whole Body Detox Show. I'm your host, David DeHaas, Living Waters Wellness Center. If you want to get information about this process, you need to go to stemcellpatch.net, stemcellpatch.net. Of course, you can always call the office directly at 208-378-9911, 208-378-9911. Savvy, I really appreciate you being on the show. I know we got a lot more to talk about. I'm gonna have to have you back for a second.
Oh yeah, David.
We definitely, we got a lot more to talk about these patches. So they have the glutathione, the carnosine. We didn't talk about brain stuff. I want to get into the brain stuff, but not enough time today, guys. And if you missed any part of this show, go to wholebodydetoxshow.com, grab the podcast and listen to it. Savvy, thanks for being here.
My pleasure, David. Appreciate you being one of the greatest healers in this valley. Really appreciate what you do. Detox is king. That's why I went through, studied it, got myself educated too in detoxification, and it is king. The patches are a huge tool, non-invasive, affordable, healing with light. It's the next level. Nikolai Tesla, Roe Wright, those guys would be proud.
Exactly. Folks, thanks for being there. You guys have a blessed week. We'll be back next week with another show on healing the body naturally from within.